Bryan. Thank you so much for joining me on a Sunday afternoon to catch up before your fight on Saturday night.
Yeah, no, you're all right. Thank you for speaking to me today, Louise.
Oh, no, you're very welcome. So you are up against Leeds' Joe Hardy at Liverpool on the 23rd. How are you feeling?
Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling good to be honest. It was unexpected. So I was actually meant to box the lad that boxed last time, but I think he's had some personal issues, so he's pulled out a week or two ago, and Joe stepped in, which is really good of him, obviously. Looking forward to it. To be honest, it's probably the best preparation that I've had for myself in boxing terms, anyway. But then in terms of personally as well, everything's outside the boxing is brilliant, and that's the most important thing. So really looking forward to putting the last performance behind me and going again. Yeah,
Well, I'm really pleased to hear that things outside of the ring
yeah,
are good. And a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. So I'm sure that you're coming back with a bang this weekend, Bryan. Um, But it's interesting that you just said that about your last opponent. So for people who don't know, it was against Dimitri Prokunas,
yeah,
and it was a 55-58
yeah,
result, wasn't it? And
yeah,
you didn't get the lion's share that night. Tough fight, learning fight. I'm going to ask you a little bit more about that fight in a minute, but what I was going to ask you is, you got a draw against Berman Sanchez, and
yeah,
you literally turned around to Steve and went, "Get me
yeah,
back
yeah,
in, get me in next," and I want it
yeah,
over 6 rounds. Like you
yeah,
was like, "No, I'm not putting this.
yeah,
Is not going to bed. I'm dealing with it," and I loved that about you, and you
yeah,
did. You
yeah,
went out, and I think it was a point perfect performance,
yeah, it was. Yeah,
60-54, and you absolutely wiped the floor
yeah,
and with that last performance. So I was really excited.
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
that
yeah.
and I'm assuming, I'm gonna ask you that you'd said the same again.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, outside of boxing, everything went wrong in
Yeah.
that last fight. I had a lot of personal stuff going on. We lost one of my best mates 4 weeks before. I had another family bereavement as well. My weight just wasn't coming down. I was in and out the gym. In hindsight, looking back now, it was obviously the wrong thing to do to box. And my wife Chloe said, should you actually box? And I was quite dismissive of her. So we live and learn, and that's the way it goes. So for me, it was just about getting back in there with the same opponent and putting it right. Just so that would have been a more of a personal thing for me. But the fact that it's not the opponent, it doesn't change things for me. And I think I'll just have to leave that one. And unless I could do it over 8 rounds, potentially in the next fight, is forget about it and move on
Yeah.
and try and go forward with my career. But yeah, I was looking forward to it being the same opponent, more so for my own self.
So would you say then, out of the draw and the loss, you've learned more than the 6 wins that you've got on your record, Bryan?
You know what? I was speaking to someone the other day about it, and I don't. The wins that you've got, and even the draw, everything's in the past now, and it doesn't really matter. But the things I learned from the draw, obviously that was evident in me fight with the rematch with Sanchez last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Is I made some good changes, and again, when you're in the moment, the results not going your own way are the hardest things. But when you come out the other side of it, if you can
Yeah.
overcome them and get through it, then it doesn't half mold you and make you a better person. And I do think that they have been, or they will be, the making of me. It's just, I say, I need to get this next performance out the way first.
Yeah, but you're saying that with a smile on your face, and that fills me
Yeah,
with confidence, and that's
yeah,
the most important thing, isn't it? And you saying, outside of the ring, things are
yeah.
nice and relaxed again, and all good. Um, are there any other changes inside the ring that you've made over this fight camp?
To be honest, it's hard to really reflect on the last performance because there was other things going external.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was it was more so just the training. As I said, I was in and out the gym, so there wasn't no structure. Whereas this time, I've done an 8 week camp here where I'm in the best the preparation wise. I couldn't have gone any better. And I know everyone says that, but I've had a real good structured program with Derry and Mick, my two coaches. So I can't prepare any better for this fight. And so it's just about performing now on the night, and I think I will do that.
Well, you've had plenty of experience of performing under pressure, because you competed in Thai boxing. and kickboxing as well. And you competed up at European level, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you've been with us, signed with VIP Boxing now 3 years.
Yeah.
And the first thing for this year is to right that wrong, like you've just kind of said. So not overlooking the fight, because I know that you don't, Bryan.
No.
What's the plan moving on from here? Because I'm guessing with the comment you kind of just made about Perkunas, you wanting to move on to the 8-round fights now.
Yeah, definitely. I think, to be honest, you don't want to be stagnant and just sticking with the 6 rounders. Obviously, they're good to develop and learn your craft and your trade. But I'm wanting to try and test myself and see how far you can go. And doing 6 rounders, you're not going to go as far as you can. So progressing to the 8s or area titles, you're knocking on the door at that level. So obviously things need to happen for that to manifest. But as I said, get this fight and performance out the way and feel good, and then we'll speak with Steve and see what the options are then.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you back in action this weekend, Bryan. And I'm hoping very much that I'll be catching up with you at the end and moving on to 7-1-1 and onto a cracking 2024. But I'm not going to take any more of your Sunday evening up, because I know that you've had a busy day yourself. But have you got any sponsors that you'd like to mention before we move?
Yeah. I just want to apologise if I keep looking to the right. Sorry, I was just watching the end of the Liverpool game.
Oh
Just
gosh, what is it now?
listen, we haven't won anyway. We've just went out, so don't worry about that. But
Oh my gosh. I
yeah,
turned the TV. I've just done an interview with Logan Richardson, and I turned the TV off at 2-1. So,
yeah.
okay, right.
So we'll.
I'm in for
we'll
a
start.
joyful night then, because
Yeah, I'd just like to say a big mention to Integritas Property Group, which is Mitch Walsh, one of my good friends and sponsors, EMS Mortgages and John Oryx, Applied Nutrition and Steve Granite, and then Thompson Scaffolding and Robbie Brown. They make this boxing a little bit easier, because you'll know yourself how difficult it is. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to them, and also a massive thank you to everyone who supports me. I've got a great group of friends and family, and that's I've got a very varied group as well. So it's really humbling when you have all the support on the night of the boxing.
No, I know, and I know you do appreciate it, and I don't think people appreciate just how hard it is to hold down a full-time job, to train as a professional fighter, and then the pressure to sell tickets just to be able to pay your way in the sport. It's not the glamour that people think it's all cracked up to be. So it's good to make a point on that one. But yeah, thank you so much, mate. I will see you. I'll see you at the weigh-in.
On Friday, yeah.
And yeah, good luck. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Bye, mate.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.